The bats came alive yesterday for the Giants with extra base hits flying all over the yard. And it made AT&T Park look like Coors Field for an afternoon. And tonight, the team that calls Coors Field home comes to San Francisco with one of the most explosive lineups in the league. Giants, Rockies, next.
The Giants homestand continues tonight. It's a Friday night as we get ready for Giants baseball game one of this three-game series, Rockies and Giants. Again, everybody, I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants end up taking the series against the Padres, winning the last two. And now they owe the Rockies a little bit. The Rockies swept them earlier in the year. And this will be the fourth time Hudson faces this team, Mike. And I guess, look, as long as Hudson has pitched, he's no stranger to the Rockies.
He is no stranger. He's had better success away from Coors Field than he has pitching against the Rockies in Coors Field. And I don't think anything that has happened prior to tonight's ball game is really going to affect the way he pitches. If he's pitching the ball down around the knees, he's going to do well. I mean, that's his key. The Giants are a little different team, however, this time than the last time they saw the Rockies here in San Francisco, in that they are confident offensively. And the last couple days, they really flexed their muscles, scoring 19 runs. And yesterday, 10 for 22 with the runners in scoring position. I mean, that's a good homestand. They did that today. So I expect the Giants to show up. They have a lot of confidence offensively, and let's see how it falls.
All right, Susak catching, Belton left, Posey at first. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do all of that right after these messages.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
It is Orange Friday. The Giants have been winning at home, and they continue to face division foes. They welcome in the Colorado Rockies tonight for game one of a three-game series. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. If you watched yesterday's game, you saw a gun show at the plate, resulting in a run show on the scoreboard. Season highs for the Giants in hits, runs, and extra base hits. 8 extra base hits, 4 of which triples. That's our AT&T Uverse Rewind this evening. Brandon Belt, the first Giant to record 2 triples in a game since Brett Pill did did it in Colorado back in 2011. Belt, the first Giant to do it right here at home since Omar Vizquel in July 2006. Duffy, Crawford each added a triple of their own, and it was the first time the Giants hit 4 triples in a single game since September 15th, 1960. Willie Mays had 3 of them. Eddie Russoud added the other. Now, are there more runs left in the tank? The Giants certainly hope so. They're taking on the Rockies right-hander Chad Bettis tonight. The Giants have Tim Hudson on the hill. Lineups, first pitch, Crick and Kipe. It's all coming your way for Game 1 of this series against the Rockies. Stay with us.
Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
It is Orange Friday. The Giants have been winning at home, and they continue to face division foes. They welcome in the Colorado Rockies tonight for Game 1 of a 3-game series. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. If you watched yesterday's game, you saw a gun show at the plate, resulting in a run show on the scoreboard. Season highs for the Giants in hits, runs, and extra base hits. 8 extra base hits, 4 of which triples. That's our AT&T Uverse Rewind this evening. Brandon Belt, the first Giant to record 2 triples in a game since Brett Pill did it in Colorado back in 2011. Belt, the first Giant to do it right here at home since Omar Vizquel in July 2006. Duffy, Crawford each added a triple of their own, and it was the first time the Giants hit 4 triples in a single game since September 15th, 1960. Willie Mays had 3 of them. Eddie Russoud added the other. Now, are there more runs left in the tank? The Giants certainly hope so. They're taking on the Rockies right-hander Chad Bettis tonight. The Giants have Tim Hudson on the hill. Lineups, first pitch, Creek and Kipe. It's all coming your way for Game 1 of this series against the Rockies. Stay with us.
I'm Brandon Belt, and you're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
The authentic home of Giant baseball.
Time for first pitch. Here's Creek and Kipe.
All right, thanks, Tim Hudson, as we get ready for Giants baseball. As Hudson does indeed lead the team out of the dugout. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, now is a good time this weekend to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 64 degrees here at the yard. We have winds are brisk. The humidity is at 70%, and it is windy. Let's take a look at Walt Weiss's lineup. The lineup that'll be facing Tim Hudson. It'll be Blackman in the leadoff spot, followed by DJ LeMahieu, who really loves hitting against the Giants. Tulowitzki, Gonzalez, and Arenado. Hitting 6 will be Ben Polson. Nick Hundley in the 7th slot. Then it's Barnes and the pitcher Chad Bettis, 9.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the veteran Tim Hudson in the 17th year at the big league level. 39-year-old, 14 starts, is 5-6 with a 4.52 ERA. 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. 95 hits allowed, 85 2/3. When you take your bats off of Hudson, you're going to see high 80s sink. He will cut the ball. He's got a curveball, slider, changeup. He throws the world at you. Whatever is going good, he will run it. But his backbone has always been that sinker. When he's right, you'll see a lot of ground balls. Lifetime against these Rockies, 5-4 with a 4.77 ERA.
So here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a called strike. So we get started right on time at 7:15. Blackmon hitting at .278, 9 home runs, 31 runs batted in. And the 0-1 delivery to Blackmon is a strike. Called by Marvin Hudson, no relation. Holbrook, Gibson, and Siegel.
Well, we don't know if there's a relationship, but it could be Marvin Hudson
from the South.
He is a low ball guy. He likes to call those strikes down around the knees. There is a little width to his zone.
You see Susac behind the dish, Posey at first, Belton left. And the idea behind that, we talked about it the other night, is to get Susac in the lineup. And the 1-2 pitch. And this is hit softly on one hop to Panic. And that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Tim Hudson tonight for the Giants. Starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Belt, Blanco, and Maxwell. Good arms on the corners. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Posey on the right side. Andrew Susac. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's LeMahieu. And the pitch to LeMahieu is a called strike. Has Hudson thrown a ball yet?
He has not.
One
high fastball and an 0-2 count to Blackmon.
That one didn't count.
Yeah. 1 for 5.
In at third is Duffy. 0-2.
Well, the important thing, though, is he's established the knees. His last outing out of the windup, he could not get the ball down early in the game. It wasn't until he got into a stretch in the third inning that he really located the knees, and then he sailed. It's always a key with a sinker ball.
And that pitch just inside. 1-2. Beat the Dodgers in LA. The final on that one was 6-2. That was that warm night. Remember, we thought it was going to be a high scoring game. 1-2 delivery. Here it is to LeMahieu. And he bounces it to Crawford. Crawford waits. Crawford throws. 2 down. And here's Tulowitzki.
2 hitters, 2 ground balls, and that's what you look for.
So Tulowitzki stands in. He's hitting, as usual, over 300. 8 home runs, 40 runs batted in. He does have 9 hits and 28 at bats against Hudson lifetime. And it's 0-1. Outfield pretty much straight away. Felt really not as deep as you normally see a left fielder with Tulowitzki. 0-2. Crisp breaking ball. One and two on the pitch, low and away.
Another breaking ball. So breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball here. 3 pitches in a row.
You see Gonzalez waiting on deck. Tulowitzki hitting in that 3 spot. Hudson now ready. Close. 2-2.
A little flinch there from Hudson. He thought he had it. Maybe just a little bit low for Marvin Hudson's strike zone.
Two pitch. Here it is. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Hudson coming out sharp. Bettis is coming out. Lineup that'll be facing Chad Bettis. It'll be Blanco in the leadoff spot, followed by Panic, Duffy, and then Buster Posey. And you can see lifetime Buster against these Rockies. Very good. Bell will hit 5th, then it's Crawford, Susac, and Maxwell, and Tim Hudson will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for Colorado will be the right-hander Chad Bettis. Bettis just a little over a year's time in the big leagues. See what he's done in 8 starts, 3-2 with a 3.44 ERA. He's done well, almost a strikeout an inning, a 3-to-1 strikeout walk ratio. And you'll see low to mid 90s with a fastball. He will sink it, he will cut it. You'll see a lot of ground balls with that sinker's working. His curveball, slider, changeup, those are his specialty pitches, and he'll use them all. Against the Giants, 1-0 with a 2.16 ERA. His first time you ever saw him, he went 8 1/3 and allowed just a couple runs and struck out 7. So he had a good day against the Giants.
So here's Blanco. Blanco takes outside for a ball. Blanco 2 for 3 yesterday, had 3 runs batted in. Two and 0. He's 0 for 5 lifetime against Bettis. Panic, and then Duffy. And the 2-0 pitch. Not close, 3-0.
Oh, he's out of whack right now.
Really out of whack.
He is not throwing anything. There's no power behind that pitch at all. That was a fastball they wanted on the inside corner.
And he settles in for a strike.
Every pitch you throw as a pitcher, you analyze and you make an adjustment.
Struck to left, but playing deep was Barnes, and Barnes puts it away.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Bettis for the Rockies, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Barnes, Blackman, and Gonzalez, the best arm in right field with Gonzalez. That's very good. Tulowitzki and Arenado on the left side. LeMahieu and Paulson on the right side. Nick Hundley will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Panic at 310. Six home runs, 29 driven in for Joe Panic. Panic, like most of the Giants, had a good day yesterday at 3 hits. And those 3 hits upped his average to 310. With Matt Duffy to follow. Three and 1, so 2 straight hitters now. Bettis goes to 3 balls.
Just running movement away from him. 2 fastballs and a changeup, all with a 2-seam grip.
So now full count.
Bettis has a high 3/4 release.
Down the left field line, fair. Over the bullpen mound. It dropped short off that sidewall, and a 1-out double for Joe Panic. He can hit.
Just prior to the pitch, they pulled the left side of the infield way over to the right side, completely opened up third base, and a high fastball probably would have been ball 4. Just let your hands do the thinking, keep the top hand above the ball, and just shoot it down that left field line. And yes, he can hit.
So here's Duffy. Duffy at 288 with 6 home runs, 34 runs batted in. Curveball, and Duffy got a piece of it. It's no balls and 1 strike. Duffy fouls it out of play. He's had 3 lifetime at bats against Bettis. He's 1 for 3. Not a whole lot that you can go on, but enough, I'm sure, for Duffy to have a general idea of what Bettis is going to do to him. 1-2. Buster Posey to follow. Another sellout crowd here tonight.
Hey, Dave Dravecki's here.
Good to see Lefty. So 1-2 to Matt Duffy. Got him.
Good hard slider there from Bettis. One of the best pitches that he's throwing. Had to count 1-2, had a chance to go out of the strike zone. That was a good pitch.
Here's our cold hard facts, and it's brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. See RBI leaders in June of this year. Arenado's got 25. Chance are going to see Stanton here in a couple of days. Buster Posey's got 21, and Tulowitzki's got 20. Ground ball up the middle. Tulowitzki's got it. He will throw on the run, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a double, 1 left. We'll head to the 2nd inning. It's 0-0.
Taking on the Padres, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 2 earned runs. That happened in the 7th inning. A couple of walks, 6 strikeouts, and 96 pitches. He was fantastic. Leads Major League Baseball rookies and all Giants pitchers with 8 wins. That's our Togo's big play. The Togo's there.
Gonzalez, center field. Blanco broke back. Now he comes racing in, and it's going to fall. And that's the first hit of the game. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, guys, an update on some injuries. Giants a bit dinged up. Angel Pagan scratched from tonight's lineup. He has a bruised left knee. He's undergoing an MRI. Hopefully we'll get results after the game. He's listed as day-to-day. Jeremy Affeldt placed on the disabled list yesterday. The Giants today recalling reliever Mike Broadway from AAA Sacramento. Now, we've got some video of Jeremy in yesterday's game after he gave up a home run to Matt Kemp. You could see he had some discomfort there in his left shoulder, elbow area. Bruce Bochy saying today is not so much a matter of pain. It's something that's been brewing, and he just needs a rest. The arm's a little bit tired. Gentlemen.
Wish Jeremy Affeldt the best in getting back as Arenado swings and misses. Giants need Affeldt. He's a big part of this team.
Yes, he is. He's been a huge part of this team and a huge part of their success in the postseason.
Arenado at 287. He's got 20 home runs. A big number for RBIs, 60.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm not making any plans during the All-Star break.
60 RBIs get you there. I mean, there's still some time yet before that.
Well, at least 9 more games. We haven't seen their schedule. They may have an off day next week, but if they have an off day, 9. If they don't, 10 games. The way this guy's putting up numbers, you expect him to add to it.
Inside corner strike, another than 2.
That's a nice 2-pitch sequence there. Opened up a fastball outside corner at the knees and comes right on the inside corner. Movement just nailing that inside corner at the knees. If he was guessing fastball, he wouldn't look at middle in.
Got him. Amy mentioned Angel Pagan. Remember, he banged his knee up against the wall. This was the play.
This was just an incredible effort. I mean, he had it right in the sweet spot of the glove, and he takes on the wall very hard. Look at his face. I mean, he face plants in it. I thought he could have been injured in 14 different spots. Today, the knee was sore.
So here's Paulson, who hits a shot up the middle for a base hit. So Gonzalez moves to second. And that'll bring to the plate Nick Hundley. Hundley at 302 with 6 home runs, 26 runs batted in.
All right, let's take a look at the motion of Tim Hudson. Very compact. And has always been his strength is that he's able to repeat that arm slot so consistently, which allows him to command the plate as he does. That's our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
Down low to Hundley. Hundley 3 for 13 against Tim Hudson. Top of the second inning here at AT&T Park. This is game 4 of the 6-game homestand. And a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He seems to be able to put that pitch right where he wants to.
Yeah, he's moving around the strike zone well. See Hundley hitting it 302. I mean, he's had a tremendous first half. I mean, he's a lifetime 238 hitter. And this guy who's in his 7th year at the big leagues. So clearly enjoying hitting in the Rockies uniform. You see what he did last year. 6 home runs and 22 RBIs, and he's equaled the home run total, and he's got 4 more RBIs.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hudson stumbled a little bit. It's a great mound. You see you guys stumble on this mound. Look out. Didn't know they put a speed bump up there on the mound.
It's just kind of invisible. So 1 and 2 to Nick Hundley. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brendan Barnes to follow. Gonzalez at second, Paulson at first. Very shallow is Blanco. Now he's moving back. Foul. Stu Cole, third base coach. Watch that one go behind him.
Watch the foul off the front foot of Nick Hundley. Right on the toe. Catchers, they just can't escape it, man. They're going to get dinged everywhere.
Got him.
See a lot of swing throughs tonight on sliders from both pitchers.
Well, it's not the shadows, that's for sure.
And just another perfectly placed breaking ball that lets it movement fall out of the strike zone. Yeah, I don't know if the lights are really helping the hitters right now. I mean, it's kind of dusky, and I think both teams are having a hard time picking up that spin.
Barnes hitting at .297, a home run, 8 driven in. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Kind of a streaky team right now, the Rockies. They lost 9 of 10, and since that stretch was over, they've won 4 of 5. Way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. They started out the season, they won the first 4 games that they played. They started out 7-2. One ball, 1 strike. Tap slowly to third. Tough play. Duffy charges. Duffy throws. Not in time. Duffy made a nice effort. Barnes runs pretty well. Plus, it looked like he got out of the box.
Well, I'm sure the Giants are going to take a look at this. It was very close. Duffy was playing back. I think it was tie.
Maybe too close to risk taking a look at or losing your challenge.
Wow, on that look there, they may have got him.
May have gotten him. There's Bochy's.
I mean, it's close. It's just a matter of, do you want to throw it on the lap of New York? I mean, if you don't challenge or if you lose, you're going to have a bases loaded situation. They're trying to wait for, I'm sure, the ultra slow motion. This is the one that really allows them to look.
Well, if you go by that, it looks like they got him. And, you know, everybody's kind of waiting, and they're going to take a look at it. No, this is one of those where now you keep your fingers crossed.
Well, you're right. And it's just a matter of where the ball was in the glove as to when they determined did he have possession.
And this replay review is presented by Xfinity.
And when you throw a close play like that back to New York, I mean, it really is 50-50. We think here that he got him. And they just showed the play here on the big screen, and people reacted as if to say they got him. And this is the shot that they showed. And I think that's the look that gives the best argument for the Giants.
Right. And just remember, the folks here are a very much unbiased group. They're not.
That's right. They're going to be fair.
They're fair as can fair be. Come on.
You're going to get a very fair and balanced opinion, right?
Of course. This is San Francisco. I mean, either it's the bases are loaded with Bettis coming up, or Bettis is going to lead off the third inning. There you go.
Greg Gibson with the save sign. So Bruce Bochy will not be able to challenge again until the 7th inning, and then it's if he challenges or asks the umpires to look at it and they agree to do it.
So here's Bettis, who's 0 for 14, and it's 0-1. So now if you're Hudson, you pitch Bettis like he's Albert Pujols.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
One ball and one strike on the pitch, low and away. Three hits in the inning. Barnes base hit, an infield hit. And this is tap foul, so it's 1-2. A good look at AT&T Park from the arcade. It's a good spot to watch a game from. We've done a couple of games from out there over the years. It's pretty good. We were underdressed one year.
Yeah, one year we were underdressed and overmatched by Mother Nature.
And that'll end the inning on the curveball. 4 strikeouts for Hudson. For the Giants, it'll be Brandon Belt to lead things off.
Area is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Follow the Giants all season long in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet. All right, everybody, let's go. One side.
Well, they had the beer can regatta going out there this afternoon. Everybody is starting to come. It always ends up at McCovey Cove. A lot of sailboats. What a great night to be sailing, huh?
The Cab Sauvignon. What's that out there? I can read it. Commodore is out into the bay. Here's Belt. No balls and 1 strike to Belt. A lot of stuff going on. Good stuff. Belt fouls it back.
All right, time now for our Geico quote. This comes from Brandon Belt on leg and 2 triples yesterday. So when I can sniff a triple, I'm going to turn it on. I'll do whatever I have to do. Use my giraffe strides to get to third base. First Giant with 2 triples in the same game since Brett Pill did it against the Rockies in Colorado, 2011. He's using his giraffe strides.
Yeah, he said most players had doubles, not me. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 to Belt. If he gets hot, boy, it changes everything for the Giants.
Oh, yeah, he really does. I mean, he can carry a whole club.
Three-man infield to the right side. It's 3-2, not a Belt.
It is a strange existence when you're a streaky hitter. It's either all or nothing.
Belt rolls it slowly to Paulson.
Now let's take a look at those giraffe strides. This is yesterday and one of his triples. Flopping those big size 15s out there. And stand-up triple to boot.
So here's Crawford. Crawford at 274. Crawford 2 for 4. Knocked in a couple of runs yesterday. Here he takes a pitch wide. Andrew Susac on deck. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Change up.
Nope. Giants have played the Rockies 9 times. And Colorado is 6-3 against the Giants. 3-1. A lot of 3-ball strikes to the Giants hitters this first time around, and it's the 4th one. And Bettis has come back every time.
But they're getting a lot of pitches out of him.
Indeed they are. There's a strike. 3-2. Crawford didn't think so.
Well, it's very close to the same location that Bettis threw him on the very first pitch that was called a ball. And that's what is frustrating for a hitter when there is inconsistency, especially on a corner.
Hit on the ground. And Arenado is there, and he'll throw him out.
Talk about Bettis' only start against the Giants in Colorado. That's where it was. And he was very good. Went into the 8th inning, allowed a couple runs. Very impressive outing.
There's Susac. The Rockies won that game 11-2. And Susac takes a strike.
Gamers are here. They know it's Orange Friday. They're ready.
So you think that just on Fridays they dress like that?
No.
No.
I think it's every time they come to the yard.
I got you. Just so happens that it's a Friday. Low to Susac, 2-2.
They have their orange on.
That's a Friday night apparel right there.
Yeah, it's working.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Susac, a word or two with Marvin Hudson. Third inning coming up. Good attitude.
Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
As we head to the third inning, no score. And it'll be Charlie Blackmon to lead things off. And he's going to take a strike. Blackmon rolled out to panic to open up the ball game. He rolls this one foul. Heads up. Oh, who was that?
Jill Victorino.
Jill. Probably took a bad hop. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah. This is Cal Poly girl. Had to be a bad hop.
Got him. Well, the Mets kick off the next homestand July 6th, 7th, and 8th. Monday and Tuesday are night games. Wednesdays, day baseball in the city. Get your tickets now at sfgiants.com/tickets. By the way, happy birthday to Hank Greenwald. Hank turned 80.
80 years old. So happy birthday, Captain.
This is lifted out to right field. In all honesty, when we were working together, I thought Hank was 80 then.
No.
So Hank was what, like 48, 50?
I think he retired. He was 61 or 2.
So he, wow.
That's our age now, pal.
So anyway, Hank, happy birthday. We think the world of you. We did then and we do now. When I turned 40, we were working together, and Hank brought me a book on the all-time great home run hitters, right? So Hank inscribed it to Kite. I always knew one day you'd hit 40. I still have it.
And you got that on your 40th birthday. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You did hit 40.
And that was Hank's wit. He was great that way. We always used to have to be careful when we did games with him that he'd say something and it would fly right by us, and Hank and the audience would get it, and you and I would be the only ones that didn't.
How about the opening he had one night in Pittsburgh before the game?
When Jim Lynch said it's too long?
Yeah.
He said, here we are at Three River Stadium. On the ground to third, Duffy on the back end. He sets it, he cannot get it out of his glove, so it'll be an infield hit for Tulowitzki. So Jim said he had to shorten it up, it was too long. So he said, back here at Two River Stadium.
That was Hank. All right, let's take a look at this. Really, I think it's a good play that he gets the ball, because if he gets past Duffy, it's going to be an easy double, and that's right over the bag. Big momentum. Takes him a while to get set up, and he just can't get a grip.
Yeah, we started to twirl that ball in his hand to get a good grip. He never got a grip at all. Here's Gonzalez, who blooped the single into center field in the second, and he takes low. They're telling us that's a 10-game hitting streak for Tulowitzki. Giants with an overshift for Tulowitzki. Duffy, the only defensive player on the left side of the diamond. And this is rolled right at the shortstop position, and it's going to be a base hit as Belt is going to throw to third, and with that throw, Gonzalez goes into second. So a little inexperience by Belt. So it'll be a single. And then on the play, Gonzalez moves into second. And now with runners at second and third, it'll be Arenado.
It was just so close to Brandon Crawford. And then with all the momentum coming into the play, Belt, who likes to throw, I mean, he's a good throwing first baseman. He thought he could make a throw. He had time to get it there. And then as soon as he made that play, a good heads-up play on the backside by Gonzalez to take an extra 90 feet. And it winds up being a mistake. A mental error for Brandon Belt.
Now there's an example of when the overshift doesn't work.
And now you got to face a guy who's got 60 RBIs.
Yeah. And a strike, and it's 0-1. I think when Hudson turned around and saw that nobody was there, it's natural for a pitcher who thinks when the ball is hit, well, that's an out. And then you kind of maybe forget where the defense is way over. Just a natural instinct, and you're like, oh, man. Foul, 0-2.
There's a play. Erica Victorino. Proud mom.
It's no balls and 2 strikes to Arenado, who struck out on a slider that was low and away in the second inning. A 1-2.
Tried to wrap around that little two-seamer and nibble that outside corner, just a bit outside and a bit low.
So it's 1-2. Hit on the ground to Duffy. Duffy to Posey, side retired. Buster Posey digging it out like he does it every day. It's 0-0.
spot, the Giants' 31st pick in the 2015 MLB draft. I have news on their first pick, the 18th overall. It is Phil Bickford out of Southern Nevada. Gentlemen, they have come to terms with and signed a contract with the right-handed pitcher. Looking at the future, guys.
Yeah, always looking at the future, that Amy G. Here's Maxwell. Timeout is called as Joe Victorino's running around out in right field. So here's Maxwell. It'll be Maxwell, Hudson, and Blanco. There's Joe. And a strike to Maxwell, hitting at .215. 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in, with Tim Hudson to follow. Swinging a foul. So the home plate umpire, Marvin Hudson, is going to give, it looks like, Hundley a chance to shake this thing off. Every once in a while we just have fans that just come into the booth and they want to sit on our laps. So today we said, yep, that'll be fine. Mike, introduce these lads.
Well, these are my grandchildren. This is Cohen and his sister Reagan.
Yeah.
And they came to see Grandpa.
Yeah. See? Right there. Reagan, you're on TV. Just like your grandpa. You're better looking than your grandpa on TV. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a good treat. They come see Grandpa. Drove in from Reno today.
2-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to Arenado. Arenado, who can throw from any angle, throws out Maxwell, 1 out.
You're going to see some unbelievable play defensively at third base in this series with Arenado. He is a remarkable defender. Gold Glove winner.
So here's Hudson. Hudson is 4 for 26 on the season. And he hits a high pop-up into right field for Gonzalez. Let's take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. It happened here in this park on April 14th. Take a look at Arenado as he goes over the tarp into the seats. And that was a ball hit by Gregor Blanco. And then Arenado almost threw out a runner at third from his knees on the tarp. Remarkable.
It was one of the greatest plays we'd ever seen.
And we see that play shown all the time around the major leagues. As Blanco takes a called strike. No score here in the third inning. As Bettis kicks and deals to Blanco, and Blanco takes low. Blanco hit a fly ball to left field to open up the bottom of the first.
A nice chat today with Blanco, talking about how Nori Aoki has really helped him this year in his approach. He said he's really made me understand the importance of using your hands. I'm not barring my swing. I'm much more hands to the ball type of a swing now, and this has made me better.
Hit on the ground, foul past Billy Hayes. It stays at 2-2. Well, the Giants are going to miss Nori Aoki, Hunter Pence, who knows? But, as Amy G said, everybody's going to progress at their own speed. But Giants need him back. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, 3-2.
Well, everybody goes through it. You just don't know when it's going to happen to you, but injuries are just a part of the journey. That's the deal. You play a 6-month season, and that's the regular season. And you're going to have guys get hurt.
Hit on the ground, backhanded by Polson, and that'll end the inning. So 1-2-3 inning here in the third. We will move to the fourth, where it remains 0-0.
property of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
A 0-0 ball game as we head to the 4th inning here at AT&T Park. Ben Paulson will lead things off. Paulson knocked in, well, he didn't knock anything in, but he did knock a ball into right field for a base hit in the 2nd inning. Nope. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's the corner right there that gets a little confusing when you're hitting and when you're pitching. With Hudson, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it, and that can aggravate.
Buster Posey's got it. He will flip it to Hudson covering. And that'll bring up Nick Hundley. A chuckle from Hudson after Buster Posey. It may have been Hudson that said to Buster, hey, can you take it yourself?
That's exactly the thing you would say to a first baseman, especially a catcher coming over there playing the first base position. Although these 4 are having fun.
Oh my goodness. Somehow I think they're related to the 4 gentlemen sitting behind him. Way outside and low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're definitely all in the family.
You got to have a good, strong attitude to sit in the bleachers. If you don't, they ask you to leave.
Yeah, attitude is essential. It comes with sitting on a bench.
Hundley on the 2-0 pitch gets jammed, and this is out to Panic. And that'll bring up Barnes. I would say that Hudson has got his location tonight.
Oh, he's had a great rhythm since the first pitch of this game. I mean, he's given up 5 hits in 3 2/3, but not one time have you really sensed that he's in trouble. That's because he's been able to command the low part of the zone.
Well, there's a high breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
From a sidearm delivery. I think that's pretty cool. Just floated up there. He's creating stuff, having fun.
That time Barnes chased the pitch that he didn't want to. It's now 0-2.
Strike 1 has been a real good friend of Hudson tonight. He's 13 for 15 in that regard.
Maxwell towards the line, and it's going to be foul. Panic also was on the move. Giants in the bottom of this inning will have Panic, Duffy, Posey, Belton, Crawford. One of those nights is the night gets a little darker. We can look across the bay and see that the Coliseum lights are on. The A's are hosting Kansas City. Hit on the ground to Crawford. Flattens out for Crawford. Crawford to Posey. Side retired. As I mentioned, Panic, Duffy, Posey, and then many others. Maybe 0-0. 2013 against the Rockies. We will not forget this anytime soon. Angel Pagan hits a walk-off inside the park, 2-run home run in the bottom of the 10th for a 6-5 Giants win for Pagan. It was his 5th career walk-off hit, and he had 2 career walk-off home runs, and that was the 2nd of his 2. Now, by the way, he's got 6 career walk-off hits.
Well, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Here's Panik, who's got the only hit, and he's been the only base runner for the Giants, as he doubled down the left field line in the 1st inning.
You know, given the circumstances, there's nothing that lights up a ballpark like that.
Yeah. Well, let alone, it wasn't to tie the game, it was to tie and win the game.
And the crowd noise built the minute it came off the bat, and then everybody saw that he had a chance for inside the Parker, and it just went to another level.
3-0 to Panik. And a 4-pitch walk. Tim Flannery was really one of the fun parts to watch as he did the Tim Flannery, my butt's on the line, and then he was like, I'm going to celebrate, and I'm the man.
Well, that is pure joy right there. That's pure joy.
Here's Duffy. Duffy takes a strike.
He's a baseball guy. What can we tell you?
Yeah, he absolutely couldn't help himself. Hey, there's a little bit of pressure on that third base coach. And when a lot of good things happen, oh my goodness. Duffy foul down the right field line and out of play.
What's up?
Oh, 2 to Duffy. Duffy again hammers it the other way. With 2 strikes, it's almost as if he'll hit that fastball the other way. And just in case that pitcher throws a breaking ball, he's still going to be able to hit it.
Yeah, you watch him and you think he looks middle away more than he looks middle in. But when he looks middle in, he usually gets middle in.
Low and away, 1-2.
I think the lights are starting to take a little more effect here in the ballpark, and it's a little bit easier to see spin on breaking ball now. I think the first 3 innings hitters are really at a disadvantage, especially with the slider.
Nope, in tight, 2-2. There's Buster Posey on deck. No score here in the bottom of the 4th. Panik with his lead. Hit on the ground. It could be a pair. Tulowitzki to LeMahieu to Polson, 2 outs. So that wipes out the leadoff walk. And here's Buster Posey. Posey bounced out to short. On deck is Brandon Belt. Here's a strike on the inside corner to even the count.
Greg Papa was asking us how this ballpark was playing today because of how it played yesterday during the day game. Yesterday was very live, a lot of carry you don't normally see. Definitely a great day to hit, and both teams proved that. Tonight, it's pretty much back to normal. Very difficult for a right-hander to hit the ball out to right field, out of the ballpark. You do get carried to center and some to left center.
So it's 3-1, and it's out of play. 3-2.
That's what he was looking for. Just a little tardy.
And the payoff. And he walked it. So here's Belt. Belt bounced out to first in the second. And he goes the other way, and it's out of play. No balls and one strike to Belt with Crawford on deck. Nope, just a bit outside. So Belt again will look at that right side and see three defenders. I suppose he had a stolen base in LA on past road trip.
Well, I mean, he's smart about it. If he knows that a pitcher's not paying attention to him and he's taking a lot of time getting rid of the ball, why not take it?
Out of play again the other way. Belt has got some ownage on Bettis. Now 6 for 10 lifetime. One and two. Not close.
Easy take. That's the thing that drives you crazy. You work hard to get to an 0-2 or 1-2 count, and you have that pitch where you can really throw something that's a little inviting but has movement running out of the strike zone, and then you throw a pitch that's not even close to anything. An easy take.
Ooh.
Some umpires, you're done. Fastball just above the belt, a little too high for Marvin Hudson.
So now 3-2. Posey will take off. This will help when a ball hit down the lines. Got him, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the fifth. It remains 0-0.
Giants are flying their rainbow flag in honor of the 13th annual LGBT night right here at AT&T Park. Of course, this event having particular resonance this evening, as we all learned earlier today of the Supreme Court ruling, making same-sex marriage legal nationally, all 50 states. A momentous and historic day, to say the least, gentlemen.
Indeed it is. Lots and lots of people smiling around town.
And here tonight.
1 ball and 1 strike to Chad Bettis. Blackman and then LeMahieu. Now 1 and 2.
Hudson has 5 strikeouts, and all 5 of the strikeouts have been swing and miss strike threes. Make that 6 swing and miss strike threes.
Here's Blackman.
It is LGBT night here at the ballpark. And our strikeout Ks are celebrating Pride Weekend. And
celebrating in the Cove.
Let's just celebrate in the Cove, but don't let that flag catch on fire now. Come on. Careful.
Here's Blackman. Blackman takes low.
That's a pretty healthy fire for a kayak.
It is. Which, of course, what a lot of people don't know. A ground ball to Panic. On days off, you're out there in your own kayak, and you would know because you start little fires out there.
Yeah. When I light a match to start my cigar, that's about it.
That's your fire.
Yeah, that's a good fire for a kayak.
It is.
Yeah.
Are they eating rolls, or is that a potato, or what is that?
It could be the 4th course.
Here's LeMahieu, and LeMahieu takes a strike.
DJ LeMahieu has had a breakout year. 312 with 33 RBIs.
Off the end of the bat. Foul. You see the fog in the background, the air conditioning from rolling in. We needed it in Contra Costa County. I left, it was probably in the high 90s. I rolled through Walnut Creek on the way to the park, and it was a shade over 100. It was one of those days where the difference between there and here, sometimes 35, 40 degrees.
Sometimes more.
At Candlestick, most of the time.
70 degrees.
100 to 30. Two or 0-2 pitch is slowly to Duffy. Duffy charges, and they got him, and that'll end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning. Time for some offense as Crawford's going to lead things off.
75th birthday celebration. And your special event package will include a ticket to the Giants-Mets game and a special 75th birthday edition Bruce Lee Giants bobblehead. Reminder, to receive the Bruce Lee bobblehead, you need to purchase the special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special event. And if you have time, you got to check out the Tim Lincecum Show with special guest Bruce Lee by SF Productions. And you can go to sfgiants.com/special events to see that. It is hysterical. Tim Lincecum is a natural. It's one of the best interviews I've ever seen.
Here's Crawford. Crawford takes low. Tap to second. So LeMahieu's going to make the play. So is this like a sit-down interview?
Well, you know, they took footage from when Bruce Lee was alive and young and vibrant and at the height of his popularity, and they shot the whole thing in black and white. Lincecum was the interviewer, and he's just fantastic. I laughed out loud twice.
Here's Susac. Giants with one hit. And that was a double by Panic in the first inning.
But you get a chance to see Lincecum how we see him, and you really get a good feeling of his personality in this interview.
Well, that he's got. One pitch. Susac, he hits it high, he hits it deep, it is out of here. And the Giants are on the board. It's 1-0. His second of the year.
Well, I think he feels he kind of had the bat taken out of his hand in his first at bat. So he had about a half an attitude coming into this at bat, and he gets a hanging breaking ball middle in. They set the target away, and that is just hang, and he just drops the bang, and that's the big boy home run, number 2, as you said, partner. That was a big one.
There's a bouncing ball to LeMahieu as part of the shift, and Maxwell's retired. That'll go 4-3, and that'll bring up Hudson.
Hudson's reaction from the home run by Susac. Run support, that's a good thing.
Hudson popped out to right field in the third. One ball and one strike. Dodgers beat the Miami Marlins tonight in Miami 7-1. Slowly hit to LeMahieu, and that's going to end the inning. So Giants are on the board on the Susac home run at second of the year, and it leaves the yard. It's bye-bye baby. It's 1-0 Giants. It'll be the weekend of July 10th. On Saturday, the 11th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a World Champions license plate courtesy of Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets. It'll be the big fellas, the beef, coming up. Tulowitzki, Gonzalez, Arenado. And a swing and a miss. No balls and one strike. Tulowitzki had an infield hit. He hit a ball over the bag at third. And Duffy just getting ready to throw. Couldn't get a good grip on the ball. This is lined into center field, so that'll be a base hit. So here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 2 for 2. A little bloop for his first hit, and then a little seeing-eye ground ball for his second hit.
Giants with the shift have to respect the bunt with Gonzalez.
No balls and one strike. He hit a ball right about where second base umpire Greg Gibson is. Wow, he had a pitch up. It's 0-2.
That was by design. They wanted to heat his hands up a little bit. It may have leaked out a little bit. Still got away with it. So hard stuff in, sets up soft away. But good options though. I mean, you could go back foot slider here. You could try and go inside again on the hands with another fastball, only with cut. Change the movement of the fastball with the grip.
Duffy now at the shortstop position, way outside with a breaking ball. 1-2.
Soft stuff away.
Tulowitzki does not have a steal, and he's been not thrown out. Hit on the ground into right field, a base hit. Tulowitzki is going to reach third easily as the ball goes sailing over the head of Crawford. But Duffy was there. Hard to hit a ball through Panic and Posey given where they were playing, but Gonzalez did it.
Oh, that ball was scorched too. Posey playing short though, even with a bag holding the runner on. So it is going to limit your range. You just don't have a lot of time. Until this be easy. Posted on into third.
So here's Arenado. Arenado is 0 for 2. Curveball is high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Giants just want to stay out of the big inning. They would give up a run to get a double play here. So the height of that breaking ball may have caused some concern from Susak. He went out there. They're going to pitch for the ground ball early in the count. If you get to a 1-2 count, then you can pitch for a strikeout. But try and get that ball on the ground and get you 2 outs. That's the goal.
Pulled into the Giants dugout. It's a ball and a strike. See the numbers for Arenado. At 18 home runs last year, he's already got 20.
Yeah, we're not even to the halfway point. Rockies have this game and 8 more to get to the halfway point of the season.
Gonzalez goes high and deep to left. Belt's going to watch this one go. Gone. So Arenado hits his 21st, and it's now 3-1. No doubt about that one.
Well, you knew it just watching the reaction from Hudson, and he never even looked. Tried to drop down on him. And when you drop down and leave it up, especially to a guy with power, this is how he can hurt you. Watch the ball come across the belt. And from our splash cam, about more than halfway up the bleachers.
So here's Ben Paulson. Well, the Giants will play from behind as Paulson bounces this one to Buster Posey, and that's out number 1.
So that's all you can do is get on with the next pitch. Comes right back, gets one down the strike zone, gets that ground ball. And look at Arenado as he continues his all-star first half.
Hundley is struck out and popped out. And a swing and a miss. 0-1.
Giammattini down the Giants bullpen getting heated up.
On the ground and a base hit. So Hundley strokes it into left field, and that'll bring up Barnes. Getty's coming out.
This will be a slow walk out to the mound for Righetti. Not a whole lot of conversation, a little pick me up. And Hudson knows what he has to do here, and he also knows the deal that Dave Righetti has to kill a little time and let Giammattini get loose. It is a cool night. It's going to take you 12, 14 pitches to establish that fastball.
So here's Barnes. Barnes is singled and he's bounced out to Crawford. Lots of time left in this game for the Giants. The Rockies have 9 hits. Runner goes. Susak's throw is in time. They got him. Nice throw.
Well, what do you say we make it our Ford right choice? As you reach across your body, you say, well, that's not a very good pitch to throw off of. Well, it is, because as you reach across the body, you cock your shoulder, just come up and rifle a slingshot seed right to your middle infielder and get that man.
Up to middle. Crawford. Tough hop. Stays with it. Side retired. For the Giants, top of the order coming up. It's 3-1 Colorado.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
A 3-1 lead for the Rockies here in the Giants half of the 6th inning.
And Chad Bettis will get a chance to have a shutdown inning and pitch with a lead for the first time in this game. But the Giants have seen him twice now, and this is round 3, so they know what he's got. They know what the velocity and the movement of his fastball is, what he's getting over. They should have a pretty good plan as to how to beat him.
That was pitch number 77 for Bettis. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, and there's a pitch low. It's 2-0. Left center field, but Blackman's on the move. 1 out. Count leverage for Blanco, and he hits it in the air, and here's Joe Panik. Panik has been on base twice. He's doubled and he's walked. Here he takes a strike. On the ground to second. So LeMahieu gets the big hop. Well, Giants fans, next time you're looking for great seats, get to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. Duffy is 0 for 2. He hit into a double play in the 4th. And he hits one off the end of the bat, and he's got a base hit. And that'll give Buster Posey a shot here in the 6th.
Getting him up and been on base, that's been a good thing lately. He's had 7 RBIs the last couple days.
Buster tonight is bounced out to short, and he's drawn a walk. One ball and no strikes. Flare to right on the base hit. So back-to-back 2-out hits, and here's Belt. So Belt, who had a little bit of ownage on Bettis coming in, is 0 for 2.
Take a look at the fastball. He stays inside. Kind of has a little run in on the hands. But one thing Posey does so well, I mean, he stays inside the inside corner location. He'll use right field. That's what Belt has done with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, hitting .313 this year. Giants could use one of his triples right now. Had 2 yesterday.
1 ball and no strikes. Giants looking for some 2-out runs here in the 6th. Duffy at second, Posey at first. Overshift is on for Belt. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, not a bad spot to be in now if you're Brandon Belt, because you can sit on one pitch.
They keep throwing him slow off-speed stuff, and the way they've played their right field, they've got Gonzalez, the right fielder, really protecting the gap in right center. The line in right field is exposed.
Right center field, base hit. It's going to knock in Duffy. Posey's going to put on the brakes. It's a 3-2 ball game. 3 straight singles for the Giants.
A little fastball, you're starting to see some elevation with Bettis. And the Giants are jabbing him to death. The little singles. A nice 2-out knock with runners in score position. And very quickly. Steve Foster, the pitching coach, coming out to try and calm things down. And with that, you start to see some activity in the Rockies bullpen. Rafael Betancourt, veteran.
So here's Crawford. Crawford's 0 for 2. He's bounced out twice. And Crawford rolls it foul.
First pitch changeup. And that may have been the message from Steve Foster. When you're elevating the fastball, start going to your off-speed stuff. Get the ball down.
Up the middle and a base hit. Here comes Posey. He's going to score, and this game is tied. 4 singles in a row.
And that's what a confident offense will do. And that's what they gained the last couple of days. With the bats, they gain confidence. Another 2-out knock. And for Crawford, RBI number 45.
And here's Susak. Susak hit a home run in the 5th. Giants now with 6 hits, 4 in this inning. And it's 0-1.
Together we are giant indeed. A motto that's been around this place for the last couple of years. Very appropriate.
Belt at third. Crawford at first. In the dirt. Hundley with a block.
Good inning. You got a hang and breaking ball middle in and just launched it out of here. Home run number 2.
Bettis at the belt. Ooh, good swing, 1 and 2.
He was on it.
He was. One ball, 2 strikes.
Hundley wants to elevate here.
No swing. Ooh. That was almost as if, well, you're all going to leave, then I'm not going to call it a strike.
Well, I mean, the whole left side of the Rockies infield, Arenado, Tulowitzki, they were coming off the field. Wow. This is going to look like a swing from this side, man.
A little bit.
So you live to see another pitch.
Crawford goes, and he popped him up. And that's going to end the inning. Giants tie it up. 4 straight singles. It's 3-3. Toyota dealer. It's a Bettison Hudson start. Both are still in the game. Susak's got a home run, so does Arenado. It's a 3-3 ball game.
We're watching the kiss cam, and a woman reluctantly gave her date a kiss, and then she wiped it off.
Come on, you can't be doing that. Descalzo's going to pinch hit. He's pinch hitting for Bettis. So Daniel Descalzo and the 0-1, and he goes around 0-2.
Almost hit him in the back foot.
Descalzo hitting at .222. Three defensive Giants to the right of second base. 1-2, blocked by Susak. It's Cantos now in the Giants bullpen.
They're not going to let Hudson get back in the stretch.
Hudson taking a lot more time in between pitches if he gets the opportunity.
Descalzo out of St. Francis High School in Mountain View.
Foul right over Dave Benzer. Betancourt and Friedrich.
Christian Friedrich, the left-hander, one of 2 lefties that the Rockies have in their bullpen. Giants with 1 lefty, and that hasn't been that way in a long time. Jeremy Affeldt put on the disabled list today, so that leaves just the 1 lefty, Javier Lopez, in the pen.
And Descalzo fouls this one out of play.
And we haven't seen a 1 lefty Giants bullpen in a long time.
It's 2-2. to Daniel Descalzo. And a little soft line drive caught by Tanner. 1 out. It's one of those little line drives that's got some weirdness to it. So here's Blackman.
Well, it's one of those line drives you're going to take a little heat from your teammates when you get back to the dugout.
So Blackman steps up with 1 out, nobody on. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
If you're going to make contact, you want to make noise. And I don't know if that little pop-up made a whole lot of noise.
And a base hit to right field. That made some noise. And that'll bring up LeMahieu.
David he's Bochy talking it over. And Tim Hudson's getting right down to the end of the rope here. I'm a little surprised that he's being allowed to go to one more hitter and get back in that stretch one more time.
LeMahieu has bounced out twice, and he's hit a fly ball to right.
Talked about Troy Tulowitzki having a 10-game hitting streak. Well, Charlie Blackman just extended his little hitting streak to 10.
First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. It's a 3-3 ball game with 1 out and a runner on here in the 7th. Blackman's got 20 steals, so you got to keep an eye on him, and Hudson does indeed do that. Posey holding on Blackman. He does not go, and there's a pitch out. So it's a ball and a strike.
So LeMahieu, the hitter, a long look at his third base coach, Stu Cole. A lot going on right now. A lot of options here. Straight steal, hit and run. Walt Weiss, the skipper of the Rockies, and he knows Hudson well, and he knows he puts the ball on the ground. So don't be surprised to see Blackman take off right here.
One ball and one strike.
They say when's the best time to steal? It's right after a pitch out. Blackman's got 20. He's been thrown out 6 times. And he looks to go.
Cat and mouse game right now. Outside corner, 1-2. Perfect spot.
Great pitch. And with 2-seam movement running back in. Just to the glove. Susak set that glove right on the outside corner, maybe perhaps a bit away from the corner. Didn't move the glove, got the call.
High and away, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. A lot of people talk about this being the action count. Well, we'll see if it is. Hudson thinks it might be because he throws over to first. A 3-3 ball game here in the 7th inning. Hudson about to throw pitch number 93. A little closer.
Like he may have had a half an idea. You might want to go to second. How close was it? Not very.
On deck is Tulowitzki. Blackman does not go, and this is hit out to right. It's got something behind it, but Maxwell is there, and he makes the catch.
Good location. Forced LeMahieu to go the opposite way, and he gets the fly ball.
And here's Tulowitzki.
93 pitches on the night. Everybody's ready down in the pen. Cantos has backed off. With Gonzalez, a left-handed hitter, on deck, it now becomes Javier Lopez country. Really been very steady with his pitch count. Only one time has he gone over the 15. That was in the 2nd inning with 18.
1-0.
And he's not going to give in to him. He's going to stay out of the corner. Last time he faced Tulowitzki in this game, in an 0-1 count, he threw a fastball, a sinker down and in, and Tulowitzki went right back up the middle. So I think they're going to stay away this whole at bat.
That's probably not where he wanted to throw it. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, 2-0 changeup, and that is the beauty of a changeup. The guy's looking hard stuff. Even one that gets up in the strike zone and becomes a hanger, it can be a good pitch because of its variance of speed. It took about 8 miles per hour off that pitch. But don't make a habit of going up there high to Tulowitzki.
Nope. Well, right now you're seeing a veteran at work. He knows he's at the very end. He knows that he's got a very, very dangerous hitter at the plate. And he knows it's a tie game. Three and one.
He's not going to be happy with that one. Easy take. But again, I mean, you have to say to yourself, I'm going to miss off the plate. I mean, you don't want to go inside or even out over the plate to Tulowitzki. And really, you don't want to leave it up and away. I mean, you're pitching to an area that's down and away. If you miss, let it fall out of the strike zone. Any other location is a mistake.
Blackman with his lead.
I mean, you get 2 shoeboxes and stack them up on top of each other, and that's your target right now. That's what you're pitching to. Down and away. Nothing else, Charlie Blackman is getting dirty. And I don't think it bothers him.
No, are you kidding? He'd like to start the game out that way. Let's see if he goes. He does not. And he walked it. And that's going to do it. Is that another changeup?
Yeah, it was.
So Lopez is going to come in, and Lopez is going to face Gonzalez. Hudson is going to leave, and he's going to receive a very nice ovation. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and small experts. Javier Lopez is going to come in to face Carlos Gonzalez.
Now you see the numbers for Lopez. 14 hits allowed. Look how lefties are hitting him. 0.77. And he's facing a tough one right now.
Gonzalez has faced Lopez a lot. 19 times. He's 3 for 19. Swinging a foul off his fist, and it's out of play. So he came in with a fastball in the inner half of the plate.
No, he does that, and I mean he'll pitch down and in too to lefties. I just can't remember too many guys who have a low release like Javier Lopez has that has the guts to go inside. Stay away, 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 pretty much traditionally.
Like that, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I just think that outside location you just saw is set up by the fact that he went inside.
Down the right field line, trouble. Off of archway number 2, it's going to knock in 1. And coming in to score is Blackman. So Gonzalez with his 4th hit.
Now this one hurts. A 1-1 count, and they set the target away, and it just hangs up there middle in. And this is a breaking ball. That's not a pitch you want to leave middle in. And Gonzalez makes him pay.
So Arenado is going to be walked intentionally.
That's a tough thing to do for Hudson, who pitched beautifully tonight, to have to leave a ball game and put it in the hands of your bullpen, because you want to try and always finish an inning. And for Lopez, it just hasn't happened very often this year that he's allowed a base runner to score.
This is what Arenado did off of Hudson. And that put 3 quick runs on the board.
It was the only extra base hit that he gave up tonight, but it was costly.
So here's Colson, who's 1 for 3. One ball and no strikes on the pitch wide. Tapped. Foul. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. $11 hits for Colorado, the Giants with 6. On the ground, and it's going to find a hole. Here comes Belt's throw home, and it is not in time.
And Susak immediately pointed to Bruce Bochy and said, look at the play, but he can't do it. Well, in the 7th inning, he can.
Okay.
So they will ask.
So scoring for sure is Tulowitzki. And the umpire's going to take a look at it.
I think
the front heel got in front of the plate.
I think he was safe. Well, it just matter whether or not the heel did make contact with the plate. I mean, that's what you really couldn't tell from that view. I mean, it looks to me like the left heel did perhaps make a contact from that one look, but it doesn't show that contact from the other look, and then that becomes another point of argument.
So this replay review is presented by Xfinity. So the hitter, if this is not going to be overturned, it's going to be Nick Hundley.
Did the heel make contact with the plate? That's the whole question.
I mean, look, at this point, can you tell? I can't tell.
No, I really can't. I mean, here's another look.
I mean, if you can't tell, then you can't turn it over.
And we've looked at it how many times?
Yeah.
See, right there, that's where it looks like the heel comes up, and you're not quite sure if it's in contact with the plate. If that's the case, the foot then went over the plate, and he was out. But you're talking about a huge play in this game right now. Giants down 5-3 at least. If the play stands at 6-3 and Rocky's still hitting. One more look. And really slowing it down. Did the heel make contact with the plate? If it did not, he's out. And I'm not sure he did.
No, I can't tell. What is it in New York? 12:25?
12:25 in New York.
West Coast office or West Coast review in San Francisco next year.
Yeah, that's what Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, said yesterday.
In our Comcast building.
How about that?
I mean, it's perfect. Look, if Greg Papa or Tim Flannery have a beef, let's get on the elevator.
At least maybe we'll find out who the crews are. You know?
So Bruce Bochy's going to go to the bullpen. Lopez gives up a couple of hits and a couple of lefties. It's 6-3, and we'll be back.
Reporting the Giants season. Breaking news, videos, special features, and much, much more only on csnbayarea.com.
It's a 6-3 lead for the Rockies.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be George Cantos, coming in for his 35th appearance of the year. Has inherited 16 runners. He has not led one score on the year. He's having a remarkable first half.
So here's Hundley with 2 outs. There's been 2 outs since LeMahieu hit a ball out to Maxwell.
I may be cute, but I know the infield fly rule. I am the most interesting child in the stands.
1 ball and no strikes. Since the line drive by LeMahieu that was an out, Tulowitzki has walked, Gonzalez has doubled, Arenado has walked intentionally, and Paulson has singled.
And that stat of inherited runners, I mean, that's really a big thing for And Javier Lopez, I mean, he was one of the league's leaders. He had inherited 33 runners, and only 3 had been allowed to score until tonight.
Two 2-0. Foul back.
Now that's the kill zone for Nick Hundley. He likes that ball up. And he has got plenty of power. He's got 6 home runs on the year.
Well, if the Giants want to have a shot at coming back in this game, it would be wise to get off the field by stranding Arenado and Holson. Hit to left to Belt. And Belt's going to put it away. Rockies answer back with 3. It's 6-3 Colorado. So they lead in this one 6-3. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up, and Smog experts. It's Rafael Betancourt, who used to be a closer for this Rockies team. Now he's going to try to get through the 7th. And you see his numbers. Very deliberate, Mr. Betancourt, as he'll be facing Justin Maxwell.
Yeah, and a bloated ERA in the 6s. Not throwing as hard as we used to see him throw when he was a closer. Used to be mid-90s, now he's more high 80s. Still straight down slider, and he will wear the outside corner out. Rare to see him go inside at all, ever.
So Maxwell is going to lay down a bunt. Instead, he fouls it off the backstop, and it's 0-1.
And the other thing, too, about Betancourt is he is going to slow it down.
I think I was a bit more kind by saying deliberate.
Yeah, he's slow. One of the slowest in baseball.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. I see Casey McGee on deck. Out of play, 1-2. So Betancourt, who used to be 94, 95, maybe even higher than that, 97. So that fastball at 90.
He probably averages about 88 and a half. But he still has good control. And I do think a guy that works a lot slower than the norm can upset the rhythm.
Guy's trying to answer back after the Rockies answered back. Just got a piece. No, he swung and missed. I beg your pardon. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, an update on Matt Cain. He has finished his rehab assignment. He pitched with AAA Rivercats yesterday. He went 5 2/3 innings. He gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. He threw 98 pitches. Now, he is tentatively slated to rejoin the team and start on July 2nd in Miami. He said it feels good to be able to contribute. As for Jake Peavy, tonight, he went 6 innings, gave up 9 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, 5 Ks, 90 pitches. Now, all 6 of those runs, guys, came in the first 2 innings. It was 110 degrees at the start of the game in Las Vegas. So he certainly settled down, guys.
Indeed he did. So here's McGee. McGee hitting at 216, takes a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Remember those days? Pitching in that kind of heat.
Yeah.
California League all the way down Highway 99. And it got hotter the further south you went.
It's just got.
And then you got to Bakersfield, and that was it.
They go all the way down the Inland Empire now. Lake Elsinore.
No, I remember leaving Bakersfield the last time in the California League and thinking, I don't want to come back here.
Not to play baseball in the summer.
That's exactly right.
Valley can get hot. Texas League's not a whole lot cooler. In fact, it may be hotter.
Hit out to right field for Gonzalez. And that'll ring up Blanco.
The Texas League's funny because in Texas, if you're in Midland or Amarillo or El Paso, that's dry heat. You don't get a lot of humidity, but you get to Houston or Beaumont, and you start swinging into Louisiana, Shreveport, Alexandria, and Lafayette. Oh, Jackson, Mississippi. Those are humid.
Humid. Blanco's 0 for 3.
Used to start the year about 220, and by the end of the season, be about 194. Could not hold weight there. There's no way. I had to kill you playing every day.
Yeah, I went from like 168 to 166.
Well, you're doing good. The hottest place I ever played, though, was Key West, Florida. And that was our home team. Different baseball.
Blanco down the right field line and foul.
Key West was different baseball because the infield was crushed shells. And the infield grass was St. Augustine grass, which was like Velcro. If you put a bunt on that, it was like Velcro. And twice a game, they would stop the game and they would have all the people in the stands come out to the infield and they would spray for mosquitoes. Now, I never saw that in any other city I played in.
No, he just kind of had to hang in there with the mosquitoes and other cities.
And I don't even know. It was like Agent Orange, as they used to spray on the stands or something to kill the mosquitoes. It was bad.
2-2 to Blanco. Yeah, they'd probably come out with a study now saying probably not a good idea to spray that stuff.
No, I'm sure that.
It's not only killing mosquitoes, it's killing humans too. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Through 7 innings here at AT&T Park, it's 6-3 Colorado.
California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways, which reminds you to wear it, California. And that would be the life jacket. Well, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Mike Broadway just reactivated today, called back up from Sacramento in his 5th game. When Jeremy Affeldt went on the disabled list, Broadway came back up. 4 strikeouts and 4 2/3. He throws hard. You're going to see mid to high 90s with a fastball and a slider. Changeup still a project, but he throws it. I mean, he's working on it.
0-1 to Barnes, who's 1 for 3. 0-2 to Barnes.
Vote Craw, vote Posey. Vote Craw, vote Posey.
Think you do that all night?
Yep, absolutely. Gamer babes. I love them. Little cricket swing.
Oh, and 2. And he's going to lift one into center field, and Barnes has got a base hit. Willeen Rosario is going to pinch hit. So the object for Broadway is to keep this deficit at 3.
Yep, that's the plan.
Here's Rosario, always dangerous. Got a big swing, lots of power. And he's going to swing, and it's no balls and 1 strike. See what he's done as a pinch hitter, and now he seems to be pretty good at that.
Oh, he can hit. Oh, that has never been in question. The glove, however, has held him back. I guess just can't find a position for him.
Runner goes, and I'm not going to say that's a hit and run, because that's not a hit and run swing.
No, that's a hit it out of the ballpark swing. He didn't get cheated. I mean, he paid his 25 cents. He's going to get his 3 swings.
Is that the Greg Biggio elbow guard?
Looks like it. It is huge.
Look at it. Either that or he's got the biggest forearms in the league.
That thing's huge.
Six runs on 13 hits for Colorado. For the Giants, 3 runs on 6 hits. At first is Barnes, who's got pretty good speed, so he may try to steal a bag. San Diego going to the 9th inning with Kimbrel coming in. They lead the Diamondbacks 4-2. San Diego home after they dropped the last 2 games in their series with the Giants. Tap to Crawford, could be a pair. That's one. Look out. And that ball skirts by Buster Posey.
Well, Brandon Barnes is very, very quick, and he is an aggressive player. He will definitely bust you up if you're a middle infielder, and he's trying to break up too, which is his job. But you have to know that as a middle infielder. And Joe Panik, I think he may have got clipped too on the right foot.
Get that 1 foot up and hope that you didn't get cut on one of those toes. Yeah, that's a good sign.
Don't panic. Everything's going to be A-OK. A-OK.
That's an example of how you don't miss those days.
That was a scary play.
Strike to Blackman. Well, you know that it's going to be weird when it's a high hop and that shortstop has to wait for that 3rd hop. So just because of that, you know, there's going to be some contact and you got to get out of the way. And I think, look, most middle infielders, whether they're active or retired, are going to tell you that they don't so much mind the contact, because that's part of the job. It's just making sure the contact comes if your feet are off the ground. And you can see Joe Panik's right leg came off the ground as soon as Barnes came into him. There's a pitch low and in. One ball and 1 strike. If you don't like the contact, then you got to go someplace else.
Yeah, you can't play in the middle of the field. There's no doubt. And that's never going to change. I mean, you know, there are rules now that protect the catcher, and I think they're good rules. But you know, and they have been a little bit lenient about actual contact with the bag when they do these replays. In fact, they're not even reviewable if it's an area play.
Well, there's a play right there where Joe Panik decided to take the ball as he straddled the bag. If he would have come across the bag, he could have cheated, and they would not call about it. On the ground, panic on the back end to Crawford, to Posey, double play, and that'll end the inning. Nice play. Panic, Duffy, Posey coming up. We're going to get highlights, reactions, and analysis, and it's all going to come up right after the game. 6-3 Rockies, 8th inning. When it's time for a change, thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Your pitcher now for the Rockies would be Scott Oberg. You take a look at his numbers: 2-1 with a 4.71 ERA, 19 strikeouts in 28 2/3.
Facing Joe Panic, and Panic takes a ball.
Cut a piece of Marvin Hudson. It's going to hurt because you're going to see a healthy fastball from Oberg. It'll go mid to high 90s. He's a 4-pitch guy. Curveball, slider, changeup. Throws hard.
One ball and one strike. Duffy. Then Posey. This is about the spot where the Giants came up with 3 runs in the 6th. And that'll be fouled down the left field line. Nice play by Panic, Crawford, and Posey.
This ball was hit very hard, and it had to be hard if you're going to get Blackman. He runs well. To the backhand, little shovel flip, and Crawford does the rest.
Ball came back on him just a little bit. And a nice adjustment. And this is tapped slowly to third, and this is going to be a base hit. The hit of the year, and it comes off the bat of Joe Panic.
You saw that going down the baseline thinking, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair. And that's the same thing that Joe Panic was saying, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair. There's no player even close. They had Arenado playing over towards shortstop. And you talk about a direct hit on a base. Bing.
So here's Duffy.
That's a thing of beauty right there.
It's going to go foul. It's going to go foul just at the last second. It flattened out. Here's Duffy. Inside 1-0.
Well, if you're planning on a comeback, doing it in front of a Friday night crowd, that's a pretty good one.
Absolutely. Two and 0. Words of wisdom coming from Troy Tulowitzki.
Hey, you got a 3-run lead. Don't walk them. That'll be it. Mr. Posey waiting patiently.
Well, this should be a strike. Could be a pair. That's one. Not in time.
Rockies are taking a look at it in their clubhouse. Ball not hit that sharply. What a nice high feed, and LeMahieu has a strong arm. He gets rid of it as quick as any tall middle infielder I've seen. I mean, he's got really quick hands, Gold Glove hands.
So here's Buster Posey. Want to know? Belt to follow. Buster's bounced out, walked, and singled. He scored a run in the 6th. He's got that average now at 295. Two and 0. Giants have had pretty good hitting counts tonight.
Well, you're right. They've had a lot of count leverage. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1.
Three and 0. So a time run is on deck.
Boone Logan and Tommy Kahnle, two pitchers. Kahnle the right-hander.
So at the knees, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Not a green light situation down 3 runs. Guys going to dig a hole and they may walk you, take it. Now, if Posey was the tying run or the go-ahead run, different story on that 3-0 count.
Three and 2.
Big sink, 94-mile-an-hour two-seam action. And that looked like a left-handed slider just caving in on the back foot.
One you don't even want to hit.
You're right. If you hit that, you're going to wear out your front foot.
Goodness. Up he goes, swinging a fly ball, center field in the park to Blackmon. Blackman's going to put it away. So nice comeback for Ober. And here's Belt. So Walt White's making the call. It's going to be Boone Logan coming in. So Logan will face Belt here in the 8th inning. It's 6-3 Colorado.
pitcher now for the Rockies will be the left-hander Boone Logan, 0-2 with a 5.32 ERA. Good strikeout ratio per innings pitched, 28 and 22 innings. And with Logan, you're going to see two pitches basically, a low to mid-90s fastball, more lows than mids, and a breaking ball that's kind of right in between a curveball and a slider. Slurvy in size, but it's pretty quick.
So here's Belt. Here's the pitch to Belt, and a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Belt takes high. Again, the overshift is on for Belt, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Belt rolls this one on the ground to Polson. And that's going to do it for the Giants here in the 8th. So we'll go to the 9th. It remains 6-3 Colorado. With Giants pregame live starting at 12:30 right here on Comcast Sports Net Bay Area. Make a note, if you look down the schedule for next week, the Saturday game, the 4th of July, is it's an 11 o'clock start in Washington, D.C. So pregame live is going to start at 7:30 here. And it's going to be great. I guess that eliminates Greg Papa.
7:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Either that or he'll be just getting in.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. He could see this first pitch and then.
Well, yeah, he can do the pregame show in the same outfit as he had on from the Friday night show.
Okay. He absolutely could do that.
And he's done that before.
Yeah, not a problem.
He gets away with it on radio. TV, I guess what? You change your tie and everything else can be the same?
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
So he and Flan, or he and Randy Wainwright, or Phil Lasky just switch ties. He's good to go.
We've been doing it for years.
What are you talking about? He's not even going to be in the area code. Out of play to LeMahieu, and it's 0-2. The Giants, what was it, 2012 were in D.C. for the 4th of July in the same scenario. We had an 11 o'clock start.
It is an odd start.
Well, it's right around batting practice time. So all those years were. What kind of a hitter is he? Well, he's a 5 o'clock hitter, meaning he only hits in batting practice. Well, 11 o'clock hitters can be rolling that day.
Yeah, because that'll be first pitch of a real game time. Not the earliest we've ever seen it. We had a doubleheader one time when we were back at Candlestick against the Cardinals, and the first game started at 10:30.
10:30. I played in one in Chicago at 10:30. I think I got there at 10:15. I overslept and paid the cabbie $50 to get me there in time.
Broke 11 laws in 2 states to get you there.
Yeah, you talk about an uneasy cab ride. Hit to right. Maxwell is going to make the catch in front of archway number 1. Nice play.
That is a nice play. That is a nice play. A lot going on in this play as you're coming over to this part of the ballpark. Number one, you're running out of ballpark. So find the fence, know your surroundings, then use that 36-inch sleeve, reach out, help your pitcher out. And that's a play that Michael Broadway appreciates.
Sweet spot is Tulowitzki's going to hit. For the Giants in the 9th inning, they'll have Crawford, Susak, and Maxwell coming up. Here it's 6-3. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Belt. 2 outs. And here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez had the night off tonight. The Giants might be winning. He's 4 for 4.
And the big hit, the double in the 7th inning. Broke a 3-3 tie. Good test for Michael Broadway. Facing the heart of the beast, powerful Rockies middle.
Belt, a long run. Can he get there? And he slides and he can't get there. And Gonzalez is going to go for 3, and he will make it. So it's a triple.
And a 5 for 5 night. Well, in defense of Brandon Belt, I mean, he was playing way over into left center. I mean, they were playing him to pull, and you can see how far he had to go. I mean, if he's in normal straightaway position, he eats this up.
He actually made a good effort.
I think he did.
So here's Arenado. It's the 4th time he's had 5 hits in a game. So here's Arenado, hit a 3-run home run in the 6th. And a hard curveball for a strike. Curveball?
Yeah. I mean, he throws it hard, but it really is more of a curveball than a slider. Again, it's kind of a slurvy break to it, but it's quick.
And this gets away from Susak, and scoring is Gonzalez. That'll be a wild pitch. I thought he just got a piece of it.
I did too. Maybe it changed directions with the piece of the glove that he got, but I just from center field camera, I thought it did indeed was tipped a little bit by the bat. An easy score for Gonzalez.
And if you see Arenado foul that pitch off, I mean, that would give you a pretty good idea that he's diving out. And now look, that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it is, but it does leave the inner half of the plate exposed.
Go out away again. Try to.
Left center field. He's got another one. It is gone. His second of the game and his 22nd of the year. So it's 8-3.
Well, enjoy your breakout year, kid, because this is exactly what this is. He has arrived, and you see the fastball comes right out over the middle of the belt. And for a guy with power, and Mike Broadway's going to supply some power. So that's power on power, and there's your result.
So here's Ben Paulson, who lines one into left field. He's got a base hit.
Take a look at the flight of the ball off the bat of Arenado from the splash can.
So, new pitcher when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up, and smog experts. We'll be back. Rockies have scored twice here in the ninth inning.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Gene Machi. The new pitcher, an old friend. 26th time he's come in, 1-0 with a 5.27 ERA. Since he's come back off the disabled list, I mean, he really has had some electricity. The forkball is back alive and well.
So here's Hundley facing Gene Machi. And a bouncing ball foul. 16 hits for the Colorado Rockies. Oh, and 2.
Yes, he did. Those are great words to hear when you're out there on the mound. The guy takes a swing. You hear an umpire say, yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Quick toss to first. And Ben Polson is back.
He's got one of the best moves to first base on this Giants club. I mean, that includes lefties or righties.
Just a bit outside. So it's 1 and 2.
Broadway. First time it's happened to him that he's been slapped around a little bit. He's got called up today. Understand the distraction.
Foul back.
But not easy to go through. Then you do give it up a bit when you get to the big league level.
Yeah, now's not the time to go over there and say, hey, hang in there, big guy.
No.
Leave him alone.
Cool off. Get him tomorrow.
1 and 2 to McCunley. This game was moving along until the 6th inning, and then it slowed down. Belt is going to play it on a hop. Well, now the hits are coming quick, often, and hard. And here's Barnes. So Barnes tonight has a couple of hits. And he hits one out into left center field. Belt on the move. Belt is going to reach up and make the running catch. And that is going to finally end the inning. Nice play. Work to do for the Giants as we go to the bottom of the 9th. 8-3 Colorado.
Carlos Gonzalez is that gentleman today. Why? Well, he has done something historical. He is the first Rockies player to ever have 5 hits in one game against the Giants. And for Gonzalez, he had a big double in the 7th that gave the Rockies the lead. They have not given back. 3 singles, a double, a triple. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, things speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Tommy Kahnle, the new pitcher now for Colorado. 12th time he's come in. 7 hits, 7 walks, and 12 1/3. He struck out 14. He's got good stuff. You'll see mid to high 90s with a fastball. And at times it can have a life of its own. A little cut, a little sink. It can be straight. He's got a slider, a changeup.
So here's Crawford. Crawford picked up a base hit in the 6th inning. 4 of the 7 hits for the Giants came in the 6th inning. All singles. To the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes.
Oh, 97.
Keep you loose.
In tight. Yeah, it'll definitely keep you loose. Tick you off and keep you loose at the same time.
Susak on deck.
And comes back with a changeup.
Look out. It's going to lean into one. It's 3-0. Well, we watched the Padres put on a miracle comeback in the game yesterday. Games like that, you just don't think it's possible. Then all of a sudden it was 9-8 with the tying run at 3rd.
It started out 9-2. 6-run 8th inning. That was the 8th inning where there was 10 runs scored in that inning between the Padres and the Giants.
Let's see, it took 45 minutes that inning. Kahnle with a strike. And a walk. Need the rally hats. Need them. Never know.
Like father, like son.
Never know. You can wear the rally hats, just don't have the goofy face to go with the rally hats.
Everybody has their own version of the rally hat.
Yeah.
And they're superstitious.
Susak hit a home run in the 5th. Here he takes a strike. Maxwell to follow. We are in the 9th. Dodgers 1, Padres 1. Rockies are winning. Susak takes high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Kahnle just flirting with a release point right now. He's all over the place. And for a guy that throws that hard, I mean, they can't be that comfortable with an at bat.
Hit very high into center field for Blackman. Well, don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live, right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. So here's Maxwell, who's 0 for 3. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball and 1 strike. It looked like Maxwell was taking all the way. Travis Ishikawa is on deck. Outside at 94, 2 balls and a strike.
Just a little cut on the end of that last 94 mile-an-hour fastball. I just don't think that Candy can be that much fun to catch, simply because the movement is unpredictable. And he's about 1 ball away from reigniting his bullpen.
Ticking off the manager.
You know, you sit down in the bullpen and you become brothers with the other guys in the pen. And in this situation here, you don't want to get anybody up, and you want to finish this inning yourself.
So here's Ishikawa. Ishikawa with a nice round of applause as he's introduced.
He'll get that round of applause for the rest of his life.
Ever.
He earned it.
He'll get that walking into Safeway, Starbucks, you name it, movie theater. One ball and no strikes. Blanco to follow. One ball and 1 strike.
And that was a changeup. So, not being able to command the fastball, Nick Hundley, the catcher for the Rockies, mixes it up. Call another pitch. Another pitch, the changeup.
In the dirt, squirts away. Both runners will advance.
Changeup sort of one-hops Hundley. He's upset about that. He thought he had that ball blocked. And indeed, it's a wild pitch.
Three and one.
I'm amazed there's nothing going on in that bullpen right now.
High down the right field line. This is going to drift into the seats. So it's 3 and 2.
High velocity cutter. Ran up the bat a little bit.
And between the legs of Hundley, and Crawford scores. And Ishikawa on first. Steve Foster coming out. Also a pass ball. Charge to Hundley.
Christian Friedrich, the left-hander. He's heading down to the pin. He'll start getting heated up, and that's what Foster's doing. I mean, he's just taking some time, but a change-up. And for Nick Hundley, who's a good blocker, this is kind of a nightmare. He can't understand how that ball got by him. That's two. He's in position to get blocked and just can't get it done. And that's rare.
So here's Blanco. And a strike. Now the tying run now is in the on-deck circle. Down the right field line, this is trouble. It's going to score one. Being held at third is Ishikawa. And it's 8-5.
And here comes the tying run. It's now in the batter's box. And Christian Friedrich can't get ready fast enough. Just right off the end of the bat, just hitting away from the defense with Carlos Gonzalez playing well over towards Triples Alley, taking away the gap in right center. They give away the line, and Blanco simply finds a hole in the defense.
So here's Panic. There's a strike at the knees.
Crowd has come to life.
And a quick 0-2 to Panic. Panic looking back at Marvin Hudson.
With the on-deck hitter, Matt Duffy, a right-handed hitter, and then behind him, Buster Posey, a right-handed hitter. There is no right-handed bullpenner in the Rockies' pen. It's just Christian Friedrich, the lefty.
Panic dumps one down the left field line. And that'll be foul.
With Arenado, I don't trust any pop-up down that line.
That's right. So it stays 0-2 to Panic, who's got a couple of hits in this game and a walk. And a base hit into center field. 8-6. And here's Duffy. And still no Walt Weiss.
Just a very, very strong two-strike approach. Just staying alive. Not a lot of lower body. Just let the hands kind of work themselves.
So here's Duffy. Duffy's 1 for 4. One ball and no strikes.
Just outside. John Axford, the closer for the Rockies, he's worked the last couple of days. They've also got LaTroy Hawkins down there and David Hale, other right-handers.
Foul back.
95-mile-an-hour cut right in the outside corner, man. Perfect location.
Triples alley is open.
It is open. And Buster Posey on deck. And if you're thinking as to whether or not Matt Duffy's got power to end this with one swing, you bet he does. He's got 6 big flies on the year.
Very high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Easy take. Away, 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 away. Shouldn't be that surprised. You consider the Caneley's home ballpark as Coors Field. You want people to beat you away opposite field if they're going to beat you.
Three and one. Well, they've hung around. And they're making some noise to help Matt Duffy. Base hit, right field. Yes, no, just foul.
Wow.
And no.
Willie Hayes maybe given a sign with his helmet to have that one looked at. Nope. Foul indeed. First base umpire Sam Holbrook making the call.
Well, I think Bruce Bochy wants him to look at it, and he's got every right to ask.
And he just has to touch any part of that line. Bochy looking right at Billy Hayes. Billy Hayes took off his helmet. That was a sign. Take a look. And he hasn't done that all year.
So this replay review is presented by Xfinity. I don't know how they can call that fair. I mean, this is a quick call. So it's foul.
So Greg Gibson saying foul ball. That was indeed quick. So we'll do it again.
So it's now 3-2 to Duffy. Got him.
So a changeup, which really has been his best pitch. The one he can trust to get in the strike zone, and he had to throw a strike there. And he gets the swing through on it. And that was a perfect pitch. So inches away from being a hero, and you have to take the walk back to the dugout. It ends up being a rough at bat.
So here's Buster Posey.
He steps in that batter's box, and he is the winning run.
One ball and no strikes.
This will be the last hitter that Kahnle faces, no matter what. Changeup, just a bit low.
Two and 0 to Posey. There's a strike.
When he's made pitches and get it in situations like that 2-0 count right there. I mean, that's a perfect pitch. There's not much you can do with him. You could take it to right. You're not going to hit it out of the ballpark.
Three and one.
Staying on that outside corner with cut in the mid-90s.
See if Buster Posey gets something that he can lean on right here. Pickoff play is on, and getting back is Blanco.
That would not be good.
One pitch. Three and two.
Change up again. When he's absolutely had to make a pitch, he's gone to that change up.
Well, if you're Buster Posey, you're starting to think, well, why won't he throw it here?
He's got an open base. I mean, he really doesn't have to challenge it.
3 and 2. Runners are going to go, and he got him, and that's the ball game. So game one in this series, it goes to the Rockies. The Giants battle until the very end, and they dropped this one. It was from the 6th inning on, all Colorado, as they win this one. And disappointing, but the Giants gave him a finish.
Well, they did, and we talked about the confidence that this offense has found. And they certainly show that tonight. 9 hits, 6 runs, and a 3-run ninth. So definitely something they could take into tomorrow's game.
Final score: Rockies 8, Giants 6. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance post-game live with interviews in the wrap. That's going to start right now.